Hello everyone and welcome back to the Vercitorix gaming channel. Today, something a little bit different to usual. As you should all be aware, I ran a little poll recently asking what games you would all like to see on the channel. We had Beasts of Bermuda, The Isle and Jurassic World Evolution 2 coming out as the top 3, with Prehistoric Kingdom and Project Zomboid lagging a little behind. Now, the Prehistoric Kingdom and Project Zomboid may make their way to the channel eventually, but Beasts of Bermuda, The Isle and Jurassic World Evolution 2 will be here sooner. Starting with today's video, Jurassic World Evolution 2. Now, I am no expert on this game. In fact, I haven't played much of Jurassic World Evolution 2 at all. Although, I think I can come up with at least a decent park set in the German woodland in Europe. I love temperate biomes, and this one seemed perfect for me. So while I've been talking, you can see me getting to grips with the terrain sculpting tools within the game. Again, no expert, but I'm rather happy with the effect I managed to get and the forest density while still leaving some open canopies. Then came the scary part. What did I want the park to look like? Well, I don't really know much about any of these buildings, so I'm expecting to learn a lot during the construction of this park. I decided that I liked the aesthetic of this building in particular, although I'm not quite sure why considering the biome we're in. Nonetheless, I placed it down and then began to map out where I wanted the paths to go. This will change later as I decided I didn't like the way it connected to the staff area and also found a fountain I really liked. As you can see, it took me a long time to find things I wanted to use. I'm not familiar with any of the items in the game and I'm picking stuff up, taking a look and then removing it if I don't quite vibe with it. As seen with the grand entrance banner prop. Just not what I'm looking for. I really liked these planters and would have preferred to get them closer together in all honesty, but Jurassic World said nope, so I had to leave them as is. I also noticed I was trying too hard to position these perfectly. A bit later you'll see me take a bit more of a lax approach, and personally I think that's better. It feels more human with little mistakes and props being out of alignment with one another. Then a bit of foliage to add that forest feel to the entrance. I especially like the ease that this tool has with placing trees and the likes. In my opinion, it allows a more realistic randomness to the placement of the trees, and we can always refine it later by planting trees individually. With the basic park entrance out of the way, it was onto the staff area, and I really don't know what I need here, so I just placed everything and hoped it would work in all honesty. I'm sure later down the road I'm going to need to adjust this, but honestly I like the relatively realistic position of all these buildings and the forest that gets built up around them. I wanted to keep them out of the guest view as much as possible, despite some people probably wanting to see the backstage area. I just didn't think the building's aesthetics went with the park entrance, and so I hid them. I could have used the buildings from the same group as the entrance, but I wasn't overly keen on them. I preferred these buildings. They had a more concrete, serious feel to them than the theatrical side the entrance has. I'm sure I could probably add a few more props here, but the selection I had wasn't quite what I wanted, what I was looking for. I'm sure there's probably something on the workshop. Is there a workshop for this? I'll have to have a look. I'm sure there's mods somewhere for it, and I can expand my selection of stuff. Finally, it was at this point that I realised I wasn't happy with the path layout. I didn't want guests going towards the staff area, and to be honest, when I deleted this first path, I didn't know how to make the initial path right again. It just looked odd, so I scrapped it. I put in a nice small path for the staff area, and honestly, I love when you look back towards the staff area after this section. You wouldn't easily know that this was a path to the backstage. Anyway, after removing the paths, I wanted to build a small circular plaza, And yes, I know this isn't perfect, but come on, I'm still learning. It's good enough for what I want, aesthetically at least. I wanted something just to finish this fountain up, and I came across these lovely climbing planters. Or at least that's what I think they're called. And you'll see the moment here where I decided I didn't want them perfect, and relaxed myself into enjoying what I was creating. Finally, I decided to check my sightlines. As guests walk in, would they be happy with the view in front of them? I was rather happy with my fairly basic beginnings. It's no pro builder's work, of course, but I'm sure as this series progresses I will become more adept at this side of things. Perhaps by season 2 of this series I'll be a master. Unlikely, but possible, right? Anyway, to finish this off, I surrounded the staff section with that forest I mentioned earlier, and then took a small flight over the area to assess my work. Not bad for someone who's never played Jurassic World Evolution 2. Next time we'll introduce our first dinosaur to the park. Please like, subscribe if you have enjoyed, and thank you all for watching.